Good evening, this is the Sultanate of Oman Television Live with the news for tonight. First, the headlines. His Highness the Deputy Prime Minister for the Defence Affairs inaugurates the Mountains of Oman Encyclopedia. The Supreme Committee concerned dealing with development resulting from COVID-19 spread decides to lift the ban on entry to and exit from the Sultanate through various border outlets from Tuesday morning. And the Sultanate starts the vaccination campaign against coronavirus COVID-19, and the Minister of Health confirms safety of the vaccine. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. In a valuable addition to the Omani Library, the Encyclopedia of Oman's Mountain was inaugurated today under the auspices of His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Defence Affairs. More details in the following report.
Countries typically rely on the topography to develop unique tourism products that attract tourists from all over the world. Oman is no different in that it is blessed with unique natural terrains, including mountain chains with special formations and rare biodiversity in the region. The mountains of Oman will shed light on these mountains and empower entities such as the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism to properly make use of this unique natural resource. The scientific committee supervising the encyclopedia included scientific experts across various fields, working together under the helm of Project Director and Co-Chief Editor, His Excellency Dr. Saeed Mohammed Al-Saqri, Minister of Economy.
This book, as I said, it is multidisciplinary in nature. It covers a wide range of topics, including the natural history of mountains, including the relationship between the mountains and the Omani, and the importance of developing the mountains, yet maintaining the diversity and the sensitivity nature of these areas for the future of Oman heritage, for the Oman natural environment, and to protect it from the ever-changing development that could take place, and also to protect or to understand the changes, the natural changes that are occurring because of all the environmental changes that are taking place worldwide.
The 1,700 pages of the new encyclopedia, spread over 3 large volumes, contain detailed information about the mountain ranges of the Sultanate, highlighting their geographical and geological importance, their role in the development of the nation, as well as the settlements and unique agricultural and biological diversity they have enabled across the ages. The encyclopedia covers 409 mountains in the Sultanate, with heights ranging from 30 to 3,000 meters. Rich in natural and cultural heritage, the mountains of Oman are repositories of biodiversity and home to agricultural villages that are thousands of years old. The flora and vegetation of the mountains in Oman are unique on a global scale, with many plants just found here and nowhere else on the planet.
As it comes to the plants of the mountains, many are unique on a global scale, only found in Oman, some only found in one mountain. They're truly special and they deserve protection, and it has been a pleasure for us to share that knowledge with the readers of the Encyclopedia. And it's also important for the future planning, for the environmental planning, for the economic planning of the country, to take into account the importance of nature, the importance of the plants, of the vegetation, to ensure their protection and to ensure that people of Oman and international visitors appreciate how unique the plants of the country are.
The mountains contain most of the fauna found in the Sultanate, and many species are endangered or critically so. The Mountains of Oman project is a major step towards sustainable mountain development and to help protect the rich biodiversity found here.
I joined the project early on, and my particular input was concerned with wildlife and conservation, although also contributed to agriculture and to other aspects of land use. But the book has been a fantastic experience to record and to document Oman's wildlife within the fantastic mountains, and many species that are no longer occurring on the plains and lowland areas of Oman have actually retreated to the mountains. So the mountains are actually an increasingly important refuge for wild species, especially for mammals. And we hope that by recording it, that not only will it be a fantastic record of what is in Oman, what wildlife Oman has, but also that it will be used by planners as Oman continues on her path on the road to sustainable development.
The project is designed as an invaluable reference to inform and guide planning and development policy and decision-making across the country, as well as its role in raising the spirit of curiosity among readers and encouraging them to adventure and explore mountainous areas with a unique environment. The Mountains of Oman, an illustrated reference to nature and society, is an all-encompassing encyclopedia of Oman's mountains and all that it holds from human history to plant and animal diversity. Launched upon royal directives from His late Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said, may Allah rest his soul in peace. For the Sultan of Oman Television, Ahmed Mahmoud Al-Hanai, Muscat.
Ahmed, thank you. The Supreme Committee in charge for dealing with developments resulting from the spread of coronavirus COVID-19, headed by His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, discussed the latest developments in the genetic mutation of the virus that have been recorded in many countries of the world, and based on the report of the technical specialist team and its recommendations. The Supreme Committee today has decided to lift the ban on international flights movements from 12 a.m. on Tuesday, December 29th. The committee also decided to reopen the land and seaports as well. After studying the recent developments, the committee has decided to make it compulsory to get a PCR test done before flying to Oman from other countries. The Supreme Committee has suspended the exemption from health isolation for those arriving on short visits to the Sultanate for less than 7 days. The following measures are applicable at all border points of the Sultanate, and the travellers must follow certain procedures. Download and register on the Tarasud application before coming to the Sultanate PCR negative test upon arrival to the Sultanate, provided that the examination was conducted not exceeding 72 hours prior to arrival. It's mandatory to have health insurance covering the costs of treating COVID-19, with the exemption of Omani citizens of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries and holders of free treatment card. Conducting a polymerase test for COVID-19 upon arrival from abroad to the Sultanate's airports. Electronic tracking bracelet at all borders crossing, and a commitment to quarantine for a period of 7 days. The tracking bracelet is removed after the completion period, provided that no symptoms of the disease appear during that period, with re-examination on the 8th day. Not counting the health isolation period for those coming from travel working in the public and private sectors in the Sultanate as paid sick leave. The flight ban was imposed to stop the spread of the new COVID-19 strain found in London and other parts of the world. The committee urged citizens and residents not to travel unless absolutely necessary. The committee urged everyone to strictly follow precautionary measures and health guidelines. The COVID-19 vaccination campaign was officially launched today in the Sultanate, with the Minister of Health taking the first dose. The plan targets frontline workers, people with chronic diseases and senior citizens above 65. More details in the following report. Today, Oman witnessed a long-awaited event for COVID-19 vaccination campaign, which was officially launched this morning, with the Minister of Health taking the first dose, followed by other healthcare staff and citizens.
Well, firstly, I'm delighted that we launched today the vaccination program against COVID-19 coronavirus. As everybody's been following, this pandemic created a havoc worldwide, created misery. It changed life that we used to have. So all of us, been very eager, waiting for something to happen to hopefully start changing the way this pandemic has been behaving. We received the first shipment of vaccine on 24th of December, that's Thursday. Unfortunately, we did not get as many as we wanted. We received 15,600 doses, which will cover about 7,500 individuals. The way the vaccines usually made takes a long time. And I can understand why some people are worried that we might have rushed as scientific community to make these vaccines. But I want to assure everybody, making this vaccine in a short period of time has never compromised the safety or efficacy of the way these vaccines are made. They went through exactly the same steps. The 3 clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 were conducted exactly the same way. The number of participants in these trials was also high enough to reach the statistical significance that we are looking for. So what I'm trying to say that this vaccine proved to be safe, effective, and unfortunately we cannot get enough of them. What I want to also assure everybody that our target in Oman to vaccinate 60% of the public, the Omanis and non-Omanis, and the technical team at the Ministry of Health, they put criteria like any other country who should be the priorities, and it will be published. But what I want also to assure everybody that we will never leave anybody behind.
The vaccine is free of charge to both citizens as well as residents. According to a distribution plan prepared by the Ministry of Health, the plan targets frontline workers, people with chronic diseases and senior citizens above 65, residents and locals.
First of all, let me congratulate the Sultanate of Oman for the launching of the COVID-19 vaccine, and this is a very important step together with the package of preventive measures that people will take in order to reach to the eradication of COVID-19 or prevention from the COVID-19 pandemic. And I want to add that Sultanate of Oman is very supportive to the COVAX facility, and this is very important for WHO in order that all members of the COVAX will work for production, for fair distribution, and for further research and investigation about the vaccine and its impact on the immunity of the population.
The vaccination strategy covers 60% of the population, divided into several phases, whereby the first phase will cover 20% of the target percentage due to the supply limitation during the current period.
It's a very great date for Sultanate of Oman today to receive, to launch the campaign of vaccination. I am really very happy that I'm the third one to receive the vaccination from the medical staff, and we encourage everybody to go ahead. It's very safe and it's a good opportunity to return back to normal life.
From Al-Nada Hospital, I'm working in medicine ward in the COVID, of course the COVID-19 wards also. We are covering the COVID wards, and I'm here for taking the vaccination. I'm really very, very happy to receive the first dose, and I don't have any issues, no complaints, no pain even.
His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health, said in a statement after receiving the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine that 28,000 more doses are expected to arrive in January.
Let me remind everybody, in Oman, before we have our vaccination program, we used to lose at least 20%. 20% of newborn die before the age of 5 years. Now, walillah alhamd, now from used to be 180 children died before their 5th birthday. That number now dropped to less than 9, and one of the reasons for that, vaccinations. So those who are unfortunately claiming that they know about vaccine and that they are harmful, I can assure everybody they don't have any scientific basis.
Now, to all our viewers, His Excellency has been the first person to have this vaccine, and he has stated that it was really painful at that particular time because the needle has gone in, but this is not an excuse. A vaccine is a safe way of building protection and prevent from this coronavirus. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat. Now, joining us on the line is live online is Dr. Zainab bint Abdul Balushi, Public Health Specialist, Head of Infection Prevention and Control Section at Director General of Health Services, Muscat, who will tell us more on this campaign. Dr. Zainab, a very good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Mr. Abdullah, and to all your audiences.
Thank you very much for joining us. What would you like to tell us more about this vaccine and also the center where the public could go and have their vaccine here in Muscat? And also, if you can tell us when Oman will also witness this vaccine, people that can take it.
First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to distribute this information to the public today. I would like to congratulate also the Sultanate. I would like to congratulate our people, the community, and to the leaders as well, who have made the best decision ever of getting this vaccine and circulate it and make it possible to get this vaccination actually available to our community. There are three main centers that have been allocated in Muscat Governorate. These are for vaccination of COVID-19 in Sib Specialized Polyclinic, as well as Bosher Specialized Polyclinic, and in Qoryat Wilayat we have Qoryat Polyclinic. Now these centers are not final in number. These are based on the recruited number and expected risk categories that have been allocated in Muscat and retrieved from baseline available data. And accordingly, maybe centers will change or will be adopted accordingly to meet the need of our community. Similarly, in other governorates, each and every health governorate have made their plan and decision for allocating their centers for vaccination based on the availability of the locations as well as accessibility to the community. Talking about the benefits of this vaccine, and I think this is a big achievement for the world, not just for our country, to get this vaccine, make it available to everybody, and distribute it to different categories. At present, the Sultanate is allocating this vaccine to the most high-risk category that has been analyzed according to a formulated central team. And these are two main groups, from the community and from the healthcare workers. From the community, we'll focus on diabetic patients above 65 of age, people with chronic pulmonary diseases, as well as people on renal dialysis sessions, where they have been analyzed and reported to be of a higher risk of getting exposed to COVID-19 and developing complications, as well as the number of cases of deaths that have been reported earlier from Oman.
Well, Dr. Zainab, thank you very much for shedding light on this particular vaccine, and also on the way of being able to get the vaccine here in the Muscat as well as in other part of our beloved country. That was Dr. Zainab bint Abdul Balushi, Public Health Specialist, Head of Infection Prevention and Control Section at Directorate General of Health Services, Muscat. On this regard, we have some reactions from the public about the COVID-19 vaccination campaign, which started today in the Sultanate, and here it is.
So we are happy that the vaccine is here in Oman, and as my experience, I got Corona COVID, yeah, and we are really happy to give it to someone who doesn't experience Corona virus, for them to protect themselves. And as far as we know, we are still in our immunity. Our immunity system is a little bit strong this time.
I myself am very much relieved, and I think I will be taking the vaccine as soon as possible. But I hope that the government sends more messages, clear messages, and make sure that the people understand there are no side effects, because many people follow social media and they are misled by it.
Vaccine is here. I will take for protection. It is very good for everybody.
Vaccine is arrived in Muscat, and we are very happy to take because we want to get rid of this disease and from mass also. So we are very happy, and definitely we are going to take.
I am very glad the vaccine is here. I will take it, inshallah.
I'm from Kenya. I work in Oman, and it's good to know that the vaccine is finally here, and I'm surely going to take it because it's going to protect me from this pandemic of the COVID-19.
Yeah, today actually we see that the minister, he took the vaccine, and I believe that it's a good sign for the things is going better and better, inshallah. I believe the country and the things and this pandemic is going to be disappear soon. I believe, yeah, the vaccine is good, and it's required for everyone to take it.
Yeah, sure. You know, it's great news that they've got the vaccine. So as soon as all the high-risk people have had it, then we will definitely be getting vaccinated. So if not for ourselves, for other people, so we don't pass it on to anybody. So yeah, hopefully things will improve this next year.
In the meantime, the Ministry of Health announced that the total number of COVID-19 cases registered in the Sultanate reached 128,472, while the total number of deaths reached 1,495. The total recovered cases reached 120,976. The ministry indicated that the total number of inpatients reached 87, of which 35 are in intensive care units. In preparation for the Gulf Summit to be held in Riyadh on the 5th of January, His Excellency Badr bin Hamud Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, chaired the Sultanate's delegation in the Ministerial Council meeting for the Gulf Cooperation Council countries in its 146th run for 41st Summit of the GCC Supreme Council, which was held today through virtual conference. The meeting reviewed topics that will be forwarded to their Majesties and Highnesses, the leaders of the GCC countries, to approve what the Supreme Council recommends in the fields of economy, social environment and urban planning, as well as in the cooperation field with the member countries. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Highness, the Deputy Prime Minister for the Defense Affairs, inaugurates the Mountains of Oman Encyclopedia. The Supreme Committee concerned dealing with development resulting from COVID-19 spread decides to lift the ban on entry to and exit from the Sultanate through various bordered outlets from Tuesday morning. The Sultanate starts the vaccination campaign against coronavirus COVID-19, and the Minister of Health confirms safety of the vaccine. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us, and good night.